Welcome to episode 1376 of the Multifamily Collective. Today, I wanted to talk about a quote from Walt Disney that goes along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, that people can feel perfection. So imagine this in the multifamily space when a consumer is touring one of our buildings in person. And you can imagine the path between the parking garage in the inside of the building, or if you even step back for a minute and you think about your curb appeal. I like to refer to this as curb to commode. And you can even back up further than that and say the digital curb to the actual physical commode in the apartment. But the point I'm getting to is that when people tour a community, when they are walking by each and everything in the physical realm, they feel whether it is of perfection, of excellence, or of mediocrity or disrepair. Let me give you an example. If you walk by a fire extinguisher case that happens to be installed on the side of the building, and the top of that fire extinguisher case has any level of dust, right? In my 30-year career, I've seen little thin layers of dust, but I've seen some really thick layers of dust in chewing gum and other things that people use the fire extinguisher casing for. That registers in the buyer's mind as a decision point. It's a point of reference. It's a data point. They may not say anything out loud about that dirty top on that fire extinguisher box, but it registers here in that sort of linear line of decision making as it relates to buying an apartment or renting an apartment. Everything in that physical realm, even in that digital realm, from pictures on the website to narrative content, copy, all of it is germane and a data point for that buying decision. So suffice it to say, people can feel perfection. So when that process from digital curb to commode, that experience, those physical elements and digital elements along the way are of perfection or near perfection, then people feel that and it plays in to their decision making, their ultimate decision. The converse of that is also true. If it doesn't feel like perfection, that will also play into an ultimate outcome. Probably not going to lease in or at your community. So my encouragement to you today is to take that quote to heart, that people feel perfection. I once read somewhere a long, long time ago that the average life of a piece of bubble gum, first and foremost, they don't sell gum at Disney, but the average life of a piece of gum, if you happen to carry it into the park and you put it somewhere, you drop it on the ground, you put it under a table, you put it somewhere in the park, the average life of a piece of gum there is very small. In other words, people sort of behind the scenes that get that stuff cleaned up so that it doesn't distract from this perfect feeling that they attempt to put on at Disneyland or Disney World. So my encouragement to you today is really pay attention to that level of perfection. Emphasize that with your team because it is important. It is all part of a path of sort of digital and physical things that go into the mind of a person making a decision to rent an apartment home with you. It's getting back to the basics kind of stuff. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.